Michael used to count coins before counting blessings, before the uniform earned respect, before his name carried weight. He was just a soldier with tired eyes and empty pockets. His pay barely stretched far enough to feed his family. Some nights, he and his wife, Grace, would sit at the kitchen table after the children slept, quietly deciding which bill could wait another week. Still, Michael loved them fiercely. Grace never complained, never made him feel small for coming home with nothing but exhaustion. Their two children adored him, running to the door every time they heard his boots. Then came the posting, a foreign country far from home and stable, but filled with opportunity. The pay was higher, the risk was higher too. Michael told himself it was worth it. 1 year, maybe 2. Enough time to change their lives. The goodbye at the airport stayed with him longer than the flight. Grace's smile was brave but brittle. The children clung to his legs, not understanding why Daddy had to go so far away. "I'll come back better," he promised. At first, the country felt harsh and lonely. Long patrols, strange languages, dust that never seemed to leave his clothes. But slowly, luck found him, or maybe he found it. Extra allowances, strategic postings, connections with locals who respected his discipline and honesty. Money came quietly. Then all at once, Michael began saving, then investing. A local farmer offered him land cheap. Risky, but fertile. Michael hesitated. Soldiers weren't farmers, but hunger had taught him courage. He bought the land. The first harvest surprised everyone. The second made him wealthy. By the third year, Michael wasn't just surviving, he was thriving. He owned fields, equipment, workers, back home. Grace no longer worried about school fees or hospital bills. He sent money regularly. Proudly, he had kept his promise. But something else crept in with the success. Loneliness. The nights were the worst. Silence echoed in his large rented house. No children's laughter. No familiar voice asking how his day went. Phone calls grew shorter. Time zones and routine pulled him and Grace into separate lives. That's when the tension started. Women at gatherings. Smiles held a second too long. Compliments that made him feel seen again, not as a provider, not as a soldier, but as a man. Michael told himself it was harmless. Just conversation. Until it wasn't. The first time he crossed the line, guilt hit him like a punch to the chest. He couldn't sleep. He avoided Grace's calls. He promised himself it would never happen again. But it did. And again. Each time, the excuses came easier. "I'm alone. My family is far away. I've earned this life." The wealth that saved him began to change him. Michael became careful, secretive. Two lives, one built on sacrifice and love, the other on pleasure and silence. He sent money home, but less of himself. Grace sensed the distance long before she understood it. One night, after a long call filled with awkward pauses, she asked quietly, "Michael, are you still with us?" The question cut deeper than any accusation. That night, he stood alone in his fields, staring at crops that had grown because he stayed, because he left, because he chose ambition over presence. He had everything he once prayed for: money, success, respect. But the cost was standing right in front of him. Michael didn't know yet how the story would end, whether he would return home and rebuild what he damaged, or lose the family that believed in him when he had nothing. He only knew this truth: luck had made him rich, distance had made him reckless. And one wrong choice could cost him everything he ever fought for. Press the like button and follow for more about Michael.